Hi, and welcome to another junior algebra video. This is our third video on factorising. Right, by now we're getting the hang of expanding means to multiply whatever's out the front by everything inside the brackets, and factorise is the opposite, to put it back into brackets. Right, we're getting even tougher. So let's get into example 1. Let's factorise this expression, negative 10x plus 45. Right, we've got to look at some factors of negative 10, and I've picked 5 times negative 2. There are other factors, but that's the pair I've picked. I've also got to look at some factors of 45, and the pair I've picked is 5 times 9. Now, it would take you a while to work through them if you want to, but once you get to these pair, you'll realize that 5 is the common factor. It's the highest common factor between negative 10 and 5. Negative 10 and 45. So 5 is the common factor between them, and so we're going to take 5 out the front of the brackets. Now, we're going to say to ourselves 5 times something gives us negative 10x. Now, it's got to be a negative number because a positive times a negative gives us a negative, and we need negative 10x. Got to be 2 because 5 times 2 is 10, and there's got to be an x because we've got an x there. Right, we see our plus sign, we can pop that down. Now we can turn our attention to the second term, 45, and say 5 times what is 45? Well, 5 times 9 is 45, so we pop a 9 there. So we've factorized it to give us this expression, 5 bracket negative 2x plus 9. Now, if you wrote that down, brilliant. You'd get all sorts of ticks and wonderful, yes, fantastics and everything. But if you looked at some textbooks or some workbooks or some internet websites and looked at the answer, they may write it slightly different, and they may write it like this. They'll leave the 5 out the front, but they'll swap the negative 2x and the plus 9 around because they prefer to put the 9, which is positive, first, and then the negative 2x or the minus 2x second. Now, it doesn't matter because when you add things together, it doesn't matter which way you add them. So those two expressions are the same, and you'll be fine either way. Right, example 2. Let's factorize this thing. 6 times x squared minus 12x. Here we go. So 12 is made up of 6 times 2. And therefore, we've got common factors of 6 between them. So 6 is the highest common factor that we're going to take out the front. But they also have x each. They each have an x. So we are going to have to take out a 6 and an x now. We don't just take out numbers. We can sometimes take out letters. So we're taking out 6x out the front of the brackets. Remember, the key thing is take out the highest common factor, which means take out as much as you can that's common. Right, now let's get into it. We're going to go 6x times something gives 6x squared. We've already got the 6 there, so we just need another x because x times x gives x squared. All right, there's a subtract, which pop that down. Now we've got to go 6 times something is 12x. Now I don't need an x there because my x is out the front, but I do need a 2 here because 6 times 2 is 12. So 6x times 2 makes 12x. Right, we've got our answer, which is 6x times brackets x minus 2. Cool, thanks very much for watching.